Hey friends, welcome. Titanic Tim here. Thanks for joining episode 2. Here we are. As promised, I wanted to provide you all a weekly update of my collecting of Titanic and share any stories of the past with you all and have you all get to know me a little bit more. Episode 2, I wanted to kind of extend my topic on episode 1 where I mentioned I had an opportunity to write a letter on my Titanic collecting in the young adults page of the Tacoma News Tribune. And following the letter being published on a Sunday, I soon later would receive fan mail. Back then there wasn't a platform such as MySpace or Facebook, so individuals contacted my middle school, which was mentioned in the article, and letters would start pouring in, which was kind of weird at the time. Again, this is prior to any kind of social media platforms, so getting actual physical letters in the mail would be kind of an exciting rush, I guess is how I could explain it. Prior to that though, I must say, my mom was contacted by the school principal, wanted to make sure that it was okay with her that they would screen the letters and then share them with her if they were needing a secondary approval, or then if they felt comfortable enough, just basically share them with me. So nothing too weird. I can't report anything too weird being written. Lots of young girls really kind of excited about the Titanic phase of the movie being issued years prior, and just I think a lot of girls thought it was cute that a boy was into Titanic. However, a special little lady by the name of Gloree wrote me a letter, and Gloree was basically congratulating my writing the letter at such a young age and have shared such an interest in history and Titanic, really, and that really amazed her. So Glory's little letter basically congratulated my article and shared a little bit about her passion of World War II, her immigration, or her parents immigrating, and then a little bit about her Italian husband and 8 kids that she would later have. So that began a pen pal type relationship where we would write each other back and forth. Now I would write her maybe 4 times a year. And then, so that was in 1999 where that began. And then I would eventually get a little older and then check in with her a little more frequently. I think the story of Titanic taught me how to have empathy towards people and their stories, and Gloree had written such a beautiful letter to me, taking the time to congratulate me. It made me feel like, I don't know, like there was just a strong, I don't know, because I had received several letters as I mentioned, but just something with Gloree, that relationship just felt so organic and necessary. My grandma had passed away in 2003, and when Gloree and I had finally met was in 2005. So during that time I had a lot going on, but just having a little old lady checking in on me and then this little young guy checking in on her, I think just added so much value to both ends. And 2005, as I mentioned, we met in person. She had written a letter basically stating how silly it was that we were having these we were writing each other back and forth, but here's my phone number, call me. So I eventually would call her, and then we made plans to meet in person. She lived not too far away from me in a city called Auburn, Washington, and I drove down to see Gloree, and she had lunch waiting for me. A grilled cheese sandwich to be exact, and we would giggle and laugh about that story for the rest of our friendship. But anyways, back to the day we met. Anyways, Gloree, she must have been 84, I think, at the time, and Gloree was an extremely independent gal. big permed gray salt and pepper hair, very fragile little lady, but just so full of life. I just, so much life. And anyway, so Gloree, you know, took a chance in this young kid and writing him, and eventually it paid off for both of us. We ended up just adoring each other, and our friendship really just blossomed from that point on. It turned a page in a sense. We started to travel. I would first take her to the grocery stores quite often. Each week I would drive down on a Sunday and spend maybe a couple hours with her and take her grocery shopping. And then we would have little day trips. So I think I took her to an old war fort. So we would start there, and then one time we actually went on a trip to Victoria, Canada, where we went on a Victoria Clipper, a very fast boat from Seattle to Victoria, and we went on a whale watching tour. We did it for a day. We literally went for a day to Canada. We went and got to Canada bright and early, and then we started to explore the little area and the shops downtown for a little bit, and then we went on another boat where we would do a whale watching tour. And Gloree and I would have the time of our life, really. I think it was hilarious because it wasn't hilarious, but seeing killer whales kind of toss up sea lions, ooh, ooh, ooh. You can imagine this elderly lady just cracking up, having like no idea that they're just being torn alive in that moment, but just the fact that they're just tossing them up and down, and just the humor and the love and just the warmth of that moment, I'll never forget. But that was one of our trips. We had quite a few trips. I'll save some of those and share with you as time goes on. But Gloree basically lived independently in her own little senior living situation for several years. Gloree in 2012 had a fall, which then her children felt it was best that she would be in a nursing home. So she went into a nursing home where she was still kind of independent, mixing and mingling with elderly people. But you know, as you folks probably know out there, you know, as you lose your space and your environment, you start to deteriorate a little bit, I think. And so over time, Gloree, I just saw her slowly kind of drifting away from me. But we had several special moments before her passing in 2016. I think we would check in with each other maybe once a month. I would drive down and visit her, bring her a little hamburger to sneak in and avoid that nasty dinner that she didn't like. Great times. Anyways, Gloree passed away in 2016. I received a call that Gloree was not doing too good, and she was in a deep sleep, and she probably would be passing away. So I quickly drove down and spent some time with Gloree in her room. During the times that we would spend over the years, we would play music quite often. Lots of music, modern music, where she would make fun of me and my passion for Britney Spears, and always cracking jokes. But then we would always have these passions for old songs too. Gloree and I had a plethora of songs that we would listen to over the term of our friendship, and I played the music as Gloree laid in her final moments of her life in bed. I played our music, and I curled her hair, and I fluffed up her hair, and I said, "Now you look good for the Lord." And shortly after, Gloree passed away. Now, we all die. Gloree and I talked about what that would be like. And I told her not to haunt me, but to be with me. And she's with me. And as I sit in this room of Titanic, I feel her love for me. And now I'm sharing that love with you guys. I want to take this collecting of Titanic to the next level. I want to take this storytelling to the next level. And that's what I'll do in these episodes. So you're coming back to watch these, tuning in each week, means the world to me. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for reaching out. I look forward to seeing you guys each week. I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.